Arsenal travels to Mansfield Town tomorrow for the FA Cup clash by 1:15 p.m. On paper, this should be straightforward, but this is the FA Cup. It's a competition where giants and underdogs have their own history that is written. Arsenal has to be very careful in a game like this. So let's preview Mansfield Town versus Arsenal. Welcome back to the bars now. After the drama that happened in the game against Brighton, where we got our 3 points when Man City dropped theirs, our focus has shifted to the FA Cup, where Arsenal plays a fifth round clash against Mansfield Town. The third round was against Portsmouth, routine victory, 4-0 Martinelli hat trick. The fourth round was against Wigan Athletic, where of course it was hard 4 goals in 27 minutes. And this is our reward. It's a fifth round clash with Mansfield Town. This FA Cup has a long history of giant killings. Just last season, Plymouth Argyle got a victory over Liverpool, although even they lost in the subsequent round. But obviously, everyone will remember that Plymouth win against Liverpool. And when you think about Mansfield Town, they actually beat Burnley at Turf Moor to get to this point. So this is a game that Arsenal has to be very careful about. This game represents another important step for the Gunners. We are in a new setting where we are shifting our gaze to another competition, which is the FA Cup. We have a chance to win loads of silverware this season, so this is a game that we have to be very careful about. But Stan must make a decision about how he wants to rotate his squad. Is he going to use the entire team he has that kind of struggled in the games, especially for fitness, or is he going to actually play some regular heads? So that's something that we have to talk about in today's game, and obviously there's no point wasting time around it. So let's talk about our opponents, Mansfield Town. They are doing okay. They're in League One right now, but they are currently 16th in League One. In the last game, a couple of games have not been that good. Even after the euphoria of defeating Burnley in the FA Cup, their last 4 league games have kind of been messed up. They've had a loss to Blackpool, lost to Lincoln Town, drew with Wimbledon, and drew with Rotherham. So they'll be mindful of the fact that yes, this is a game that they want to come up with the goods. Their fans will be up for it, as you'd expect in any type of ground. In FA Cup, lower teams have basically nothing to lose, but they have everything to gain. If they manage to get a result against Arsenal, it's going to be obviously in the headlines for another giant killing moment. But one key thing to note is that even though their domestic format hasn't been that competitive, when they come to games like this in the one call stadium, the atmosphere will be buzzing and the lads will want to be electric. You would expect aggressive pressing from them. You would expect a compact defensive structure, quick counter attacks, and of course set pieces. That's why what they want to use to come in a game like this. To Arsenal, obviously our form has been interesting. After the bad run of results where we had 2 wins in just 7, Arsenal has won their last 3 games in the Premier League. A win against Chelsea, a win against Tottenham, and of course a win against Brighton that kind of put them in pole position to win the Premier League. Obviously, it's going to be a very interesting game for the Gunners. But the FA Cup offers some respite because a lot of players need to be rotated. The likes of David Raya, Declan Rice, Bimendi, Julian Timber. These guys are basically running on fumes, and we need to get them some ideal rep because we have the key game against Bayer Leverkusen coming up after the Everton game. So the FA Cup will give us a chance to play our French players, play a couple of youngsters, a couple of players running from Europe, a couple of players that need minutes. And let's just see how that pans out. But Arsenal needs to navigate this game well and get the right result. So to injury and suspensions, I think the major injury is just Martin Odegaard. He's been struggling for fitness, even though in that Brentford game. And of course, we have Mikel Merino, who has been out with a foot injury. He's going to be out for the long term. We're not going to see him until probably April or May. While for the home side, Mansfield, Bolton is out with a calf injury. Cargill has a hamstring injury, a very bad one that's going to keep him out till May. While Sweeney also has a hamstring injury as well. Now, looking at the latest results from both sides, Mansfield Town, obviously, they had the high of winning Burnley 2-1, but obviously they lost against Blackpool They also lost to Lincoln City. Then their last two games have been draws with Wimbledon and Rotterdam. They are currently 16th in League One, so it's going to be a struggle there. They're certainly not going to qualify to the championship next year unless something dramatic happens. To Arsenal, the last victory in the FA Cup was against Wigan Athletic, but it was followed with that draw against Wolves and basically sent the internet into meltdown. But since then, we've calmed the waters and been doing well with wins against Tottenham Hotspur, win against Chelsea, win against Brighton. Yet the last two games, the wins haven't been interesting, but trust me, no one cares. What that matters in the end are the 3 points that Arsenal is getting. Now, to our lineups, potential lineups that will be used. For the home side, Roberts will be in goal, and they'll have the three-pronged defense of Noel Oshilaja and Blake Tracy. Atkins and McLaughlin will be on the wings, while Lewis and Reed will give them protection in the middle. This will also allow Evans to play behind the two forwards to Roberts and Oates. As for Arsenal, I would expect some rotation. Kepa Arrizabalaga will come in ahead of David Raya. Carafiori, a player who needs loads of minutes, will come in and left back. Saliba is not fully fit, and I think we need to rest Gabriel. So I'm guessing Hincapié and Mosquera will play in the middle. There's no talk on Ben White's fitness yet, so I'm guessing we'll play Manley Salmon, the youngster, in the right back position. Christian Nogard is someone that's in need of minutes as well as Lewis Kelly. So I think Lewis Kelly and Nogard will play in midfield. While Iberici easy, we need to play this game to get some good form. Since not London derby, he has struggled against Chelsea, struggled against Brighton. So this kind of game that he will need to come up to speed. Madueke obviously will come in ahead of Saka. Saka needs to get some rest for this game. While Martinelli will continue his role on the left-hand side with Gabriel Jesus playing in attack. Kai Havertz is also another player that needs some game time, but I'm sure he'll probably feature at some point as this game progresses. So to keep tactical battles, I would expect us now to have their wide overloads where our fullbacks will create a lot of advantages for the wingers. Madueke and Martinelli will be expected to cut in, get some good crosses across for Gabriel Jesus to finish. I'd expect the midfielders, Nogard, Lewis Kelly, Eze, to control this game. It's important to control tempo in a match like this because we are the ones that are expected to win. Mansfield will try to use long balls and counter attacks, but our counter press will be key in regaining possession quickly. This is a game that I'd like to see the likes of Lewis Kelly, Eze, Nogard come through and do well because this is a game that Arsenal has to win. So finally, to my match predictions, I'd expect Arsenal to defeat Mansfield, probably like 3-0 or 4-0. Arsenal has more than enough in the tank to get a victory against them. And our depth will come to the fore, bearing in mind that this is a game that we need to win. So I'm happy to see that the lads will have enough to do that. Yeah, so this was a quick match preview. Tomorrow I won't be doing a watch along, but in the evening I will have the match reaction. However, tonight we're still going to have some cooking where I and the guest panelists talk about our tactical evolution under Mikel Arteta. So that will come by 9 p.m. tonight. Please be on the lookout for that. Basically, we'll be talking about how we've progressed from the 3-4-3 we're using back when we're in the trenches to the 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 that we use now that we're challenging for the Premier League title. So that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Put your predictions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, come on, you guys.